So, lads, Kelsey Mitchell is a player for the Indiana Fever who's been unbelievable this season. Kelsey Mitchell has been absolutely unbelievable. Like, in a season where Caitlin Clark has been down, Kelsey Mitchell is the main reason the Indiana Fever are in the playoffs. She's been their best player all season, and we're going to talk about that in this video. And Kelsey Mitchell said this in a press conference, because people are losing their mind at this. People are literally asking for Kelsey Mitchell to be kicked off the Fever for this. They're losing their damn minds. Let's take a listen.
So we all we got, we all we need. Yeah.
How did that kind of come about? And do you remember when you started sharing that message?
Probably might have been after somebody got hurt. I won't even lie to you. It was early on. I think it was when CC got hurt, and I felt like it was deflating. It was hard for people to kind of see us and see our energy for what we brought to the table as a team. Hats off to CC for being a great teammate and having to go through so much with injury, but like. The all we got, all we need was it's a staple to who we trying to be as a team and who we want our culture to be. We can't help the ones that's not here, which is unfortunate, but we can help who is. And be present about that and not disrespect the game because, I would like to think that CC, Aries, Sid would want to play and be in our shoes. And so I think the all we got, all we need is just, it's kind of like our thing, but to put it in the air that we all we got and we all we need because that's how it is and that's how it's always been.
So, yeah, apparently, according to a lot of fans, like, Kelsey Mitchell, like, people are going mad at this. I've seen people on Twitter all day going mad at this. And, like, obviously, you guys have seen, like, I'm not home. I was traveling a lot of the day. Like, I was just kind of scrolling on my Twitter feed. And I'm seeing this, and I'm like, genuinely, what is Kelsey Mitchell supposed to say? Like, you can argue that her wording is wrong, but essentially what she said is, like, we're good enough to win without Caitlin. That is the gist of what she said. All we need is the players we have. We are good enough to beat anyone with the players we have. That's essentially what she has said. And is she wrong to think that? No. Is she, from our perspective, as in the perspective of fans watching the game who are not directly involved with this team and directly involved as players, is she wrong that they can't win without Caitlin Clark? They're not winning a championship without her, but they can win any individual game. They won a Commissioner's Cup without her. They won a Commissioner's Cup final without her. They don't get to the final without her. But at the same time, it's like, what do fans expect Kelsey Mitchell to do? Did they expect when Caitlin Clark's ruled out injured that this team should just roll over and just accept defeat? Because that's what happens because that's not what this team does. That's what the Chicago Sky does. That's what the Dallas Wings do. That's what the Dallas Wings do. They're down a player or something's gone wrong in the team. They'll just roll over and start giving up wins. That's what those teams do. That's what the Wings do. That's what heck, even the Sun don't do that anymore. That's what they do. It's a difference being on a winning team and not on a winning team. And that's the mentality of a winner. And you can say all you want about Kelsey Mitchell, oh, she's lost all these seasons. I don't care. I don't care how many seasons she's lost in a row. Because let's be real, players are considered losers until they win, until they aren't. Like, how many years was Dirk Nowitzki considered a loser? He was considered a loser for the first, 7 years of his career, then suddenly made the finals, and then lost in the first round 3 years, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 4 years in a row after making the finals, and was considered a loser, and then goes and has the greatest playoff run of all time. Players change narratives about themselves all the time. And Kelsey Mitchell is willing this team to win. Yes, can Kelsey Mitchell first option hoops win you a championship? Probably not. Probably not. But you know who has to believe that Kelsey Mitchell first option hoops is going to win you a championship? The team that is Kelsey Mitchell. The team that employs Kelsey Mitchell have to believe that because she is the first option. The team that Kelsey Mitchell has to believe she's a championship first option. Kelsey Mitchell has to believe that her and her teammates are good enough to win every single game they play. Because you can win as a less talented team if you have a good mentality. You can win as a less talented team. Anyone who knows anything about sports knows that. You can absolutely win as a less talented team if you have the right mentality. However, if you don't have the right mentality and you're less talented, you're going to lose every single game. Every one of these teams that overperforms, when you ever talk to them, when you ever talk to these players, they all say is like, we knew we were winning that game. It doesn't matter what level it is. When you see a team overperform and you talk to the players, they will literally tell you, we knew we were winning that game. Leicester in 2016, we were like, we thought we were going to beat it. We could beat anybody. The Fever this year feel like they can beat everybody. The Valks, if you ask Natalie Nakase what her goal is, right now, she's going to say, win a championship. You want to win a championship. Do I think they're going to do it? No. But it's sports. You have to have this level of delusion because, let's be real, like, it's a form of battle. It's us against them. It doesn't matter who we have. Our goal doesn't change. The goal of this team doesn't change whether Caitlin Clark's there or not. They want to win every game. Does Caitlin Clark being there make it easier? Yeah. Does Caitlin Clark give them a puncher's chance in any given game and a puncher's chance of a championship, which they probably don't have otherwise? Yeah. But we don't have to believe that the Indiana Fever can win a championship. Do you know who has to believe the Indiana Fever can win a championship? The Indiana Fever players. They are the only ones. Like, they have had so much of an injury. They have had every excuse in the world they've had to roll over. If this team rolled over, I don't think people would blame them. If this team had rolled over and just said, you know what, at the too many injuries, flamed out in the playoffs, and tanked, would it be better from a fan perspective? Sure, because I'd rather have a lottery pick than a first-round playoff exit. But you know what? These players don't give up. These players don't give up. And look, it's bad basketball. It's boring basketball. It's like watching paint dry. But like, there is a level of respect there in a group of players in every group of players that overperform. Because if you ask me this season who has overperformed by the most as a team, considering everything, after the Golden State Valkyries, it's been the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever have completely overperformed. Not given preseason expectations, but like, if you would have said in preseason, DeWanna Bonner was going to play 7 games and then quit. Caitlin Clark was going to only play 13 games, and she was only going to play, and 11 of them was going to be at 50% because she was injured. And as well as that, Sophie Cunningham was going to get injured. Sid Colson was going to get injured. We were going to bring in Aria McDonald as a backup, and she was going to get injured as well. And we were going to play 18 players throughout the year. I was like, Jesus, did we get a top 3 pick? I was like, did we at least do better than the Wings in the Sky? We have more wins than both of them combined. Like, we have had as much hardship as both of those teams, the Fever. And there were people that were predicting the Chicago Sky and the Dallas Wings to be ahead of the Indiana Fever this season. There were not many, but some people did. The Fever have had more hardship than them and have more wins than them combined. So that's all I'm going to say. Like, I love the fact that Kelsey Mitchell has this attitude. I love the fact that the Indiana Fever team have the attitude of, it doesn't matter who we're missing, we're going to win. Like, the players that are here are enough. We don't need anything more than that. Because do they realistically need Caitlin Clark? Yeah, they do. But you want to know who shouldn't, who doesn't, who cannot believe that they need Caitlin Clark? The players on the active roster. The players on the active roster. Because if they lose confidence in themselves, they're done. And let's be real. If you're a sports player, you're a competitor. If you have got to like Kelsey Mitchell, I mean, she's the fourth leading scorer fourth? I think Diageo overtook her. The fourth leading scorer in NCAA Division 1 history, and is one of the leading scorers in the WNBA year after year after year. You don't get to be as good at basketball as Kelsey Mitchell is without being completely delusional in your own ability at some stages. At some stage in your career, you have had to have been completely delusional about your own ability. And in general, you can make the argument that she's completely delusional. But you know what? Like, I don't care if we have a first option player who's completely delusional, who's suddenly carrying us to the playoffs when our actual first option's out. I don't care, and neither should anybody else. Because at the end of the day, look, we are all Indiana Fever fans because of Caitlin Clark. Let's be real, we're Indiana Fever fans because of Caitlin Clark. But at the end of the day, like, if you are hoping that when Caitlin Clark doesn't play that her team loses, I don't even know if you're a fan of basketball. Because it's fine being a fan of a team because of a player. It's fine not being as interested in that team when the player leaves. But if you are actively wanting the team you support to lose because your favorite player is injured, I'm not sure you're even a fan of basketball. And there's hundreds, there's thousands of people talking about this stuff. And it makes no sense. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, we have, we got all we need, we are all we need. Like, at the end of the day, like, they have to think like that. And if they don't think like that, they're going to lose every single game. And nobody wants to lose.